Howdy. This is Letters to You in 89. This one's called Vienna Days and Nights. Dear Ewan, I'm here in Vienna and still continuing turn on's motion. I downloaded the Grinder app yesterday. I usually use a different one called Scruff that is a slower pace. It's like a preference that used to be more important to me. When I open Grinder, there's a bombardment of messages asking for sex right now. My boundaries have more ease, so I just don't reply or stop talking mid chat. If it feels off and I've said, I'm good, I always end with, happy hunting. So my enthusiasm spikes for Hans, an older guy that's 2 miles away. He speaks no English and I speak no German. Over the app, I tell him I can just use the translator. We set a time. I get on the tram. He meets me at my stop. It was nice that he met me. We walked to his place, and it was awkward because we both had almost no language. I got my phone out one time and typed, It's interesting being here and having no language. No bugs. Well, not no bugs. The bugs aren't going away. But it was decidedly less bugs than a normal human interaction. At Enlightened Guy's monastery, they do these silent retreats by themselves for months and don't talk to anybody. They're leaning towards Suzanne Cook-Greuter's post-verbal stage. This was my post-verbal hookup. We got inside. My turn-on had led me here. It didn't falter as we were walking. His clothing style was so unchic, and I loved it. His place was gay in the form of too many knickknacks, and I loved it. It smelled fine. He said, Kleine, and I didn't understand until he pointed at the space. Oh, small. Shoulder shrug. I'm basically homeless, so it just felt comfy to me. We kissed, and it was good. There was listening. We progressed. It was good. There was listening. I made love to him. It was presence. It was listening. We built the intensity slowly together. I think he was surprised it kept going. When we finished, it was peaceful. He offered me a shower. We kissed a bit more, and then I went home. And on the walk home, I felt peace. My body led me correctly. I bet on my cock's gut, and it was right. No words made it a cleaner laboratory. My mind flashes to telling Fabiola in Zurich that I liked that ALIFTIMTS wasn't open to big, meaningful shares, and that he wasn't super interested in complexity. She felt sad and like she was worried. I've had other friends look worried too. I'm learning something very human here. I don't know if I have words. It feels like a tactile experience of the difference between love and seenness. When I feel loved, I don't seem to need to feel seen in a way that I thought was integral. ALIFTIMTS can hear me express meaningfulness. He's never actually rejected it, but it doesn't really make him shine if it's not the right moment. I don't think I'm trying to pander or manipulate. It's just not his register. Don't plants need different amounts of water? I love this plant, and whatever's happening, I feel loved when he waters me with his existence. I feel my uniqueness more that he's not even trying to be everything I need. In feeling my uniqueness more, I somehow feel my unity with everything. Letting him be who he is. It's like an embodied, non dual experience for me. I'm clearly a wave that can't see where he ends. I'm so connected. I did more experiments in Turn On last night. At the end of the immersion's first night, one of the participants was opining the difficulty of code switching between being relational and connected with the world's insistence of separation. I told her that my trick was to take the energy I was in out to the bars and connect with people. I left as soon as we finished and made a quick pace as I walked. My gait matched the beat of the music, and I felt unhurried. There were two bar recs from ALIFTIMTS's other lover that I had already tried, but I went to a different bar to get some novelty. It was awesome. I was there 5 minutes before a guy sent some energy my way. He was mid 40s, Israeli, recently out, a top with a large cock, a professor, not handsome, but flickered toward it when he stood up straight, and very, very full of fear. This feels like a list, and I'm noticing how lists still grab my mind, but what's on them has stopped touching my cock. He said he never had sex without condoms and was deeply afraid of getting poop on his wiener. I didn't try to change him, but smiled and told him my version of life. He asked me directly, "Are you attracted to me too?" I replied, "I don't know. I don't think so." He took it well. We started talking about who was hot, and it was admirable that he went up to every guy that he liked. He struck out completely, but didn't lose gusto. We decided to go to another bar a few blocks away, and it's Friday night, so all the bars are full of hot guys. I was watching my turn on, just little flickers here and there. The last bar we got to, right after getting our drinks, I bumped into a guy and didn't feel turn on, but did feel interested. I moved right toward him without thinking. He was a psychologist, and I was excited to be around somebody that could understand what I was saying. The guy I'd come with was into him too, and shot his shot, but was rejected gently. My Israeli friend went cruising through the bar, and the psychologist and I started talking. My turn on felt fuzzy, like a radio that wasn't quite tuned. Little flickers of interest would happen. He couldn't really understand most of the ideas I shared, but it was fine. I was happy just being there. Some things I said had him saying that he couldn't see us going anywhere, especially because I didn't live in Vienna. But he didn't move away. Is autistic a feeling? I felt autistic right there. Why is he saying it won't work when it's obvious? I leaned in. Everything's impermanent. But I wasn't trying to get him to make a move. I was actually fine just having a conversation. I'm taking his saying that as a weird signal now that he wanted something to happen. That lift feels heavy. I was drunk. I was leaning, and his face came up to me, and we kissed. It was a good dance. My turn on stayed in a peaceful register that was nice. We made out for probably 10 minutes, like making mouth love in front of everyone. There was a crowd. It was nice. It was nice, like a surprisingly skillful dance when I wasn't longing for more. I was open the whole time to this being all this was going to be. I was very immediate. I don't live here in Vienna, and he took the initiative towards physical contact. I was so present I forgot who I was, and I wasn't that drunk. We decided to leave, but just to walk in similar directions. As we're walking, I told him about how T and J were leaving and how the last few years in the hospital had been tough. We got to the place to part ways, and he very nicely and concernedly said to me, having boyfriends was a turnoff for him. Ah, there's that autism feeling again. I could hear my bugs saying I should feel something. I didn't. I felt the simplicity, and I let myself stay naive. Someone can explain it to me later. I'm trusting that my turn on led me to wordless, perfect sex, and it also led me to mild, nice makeout dancing, and it led me to some place where I got to feel a person's needs for order and not take it personally. I said before that the hardest part about consciousness is giving up things that I thought were my favorite. The other is a kind of state where it looks like I'm peering through a window when it's raining hard outside. I can feel both awkwardnesses move in me now. but I like that they're moving. It feels like sea legs forming. And I know awkwardness is just a sign of novelty, so I embrace it. I'm not leaving my turn on behind. Hope you're well and continuing your motions, Mike.